$65,000 grand a year buys you what these days at Manhattan's elite collegiate school? Apparently, the chance to watch your classmates set up a fake border checkpoint in the lobby while demanding to see your papers as a mariachi band plays in the background, because nothing says senior prank quite like turning your $65,900 a year prep school into a stereotype-laden simulation of border crossing, complete with inflatable eagles and Texas flags. This is what happens when privileged teenagers mistake casual cruelty for comedy. The school administration's response? An email saying they regret the prank took the turn it did. Translation: we're deeply concerned about our donors' reactions, but not quite concerned enough to actually address the culture that produced this. Let's break down this masterclass in tone-deaf entitlement at one of America's most prestigious schools. Knucklehead preppies at Manhattan's elite collegiate school last week pulled a senior prank by setting up a fake border checkpoint in the lobby and demanding to see classmates' papers as a mariachi band played. The tone-deaf stunt at the $65,900 a year all-boys Upper West Side prep school lit up a Facebook group of local moms, at first puzzled by the musicians playing outside while surrounded by teens waving American flags, with some of the mothers thinking it was a May Day or Cinco de Mayo celebration. So this is what $66,000 a year buys you in Manhattan these days? A masterclass in privilege so thick you could spread it on toast? Look, I get it. Senior pranks are an American tradition, whoopee cushions, releasing crickets in the hallway, but staging a mock border checkpoint? That's not a prank. That's a Fox News fever dream directed by trust fund kids. It's like if the cast of Succession decided to try their hand at political satire, but forgot the actual satire part. A thread on the UWS Mama's Facebook group viewed by the Post revealed the parents' growing chagrin as they learned more details about the scene. It was senior prank day, a parent wrote. The seniors decided to set up a border patrol and made all the students go through it at arrival. I can't imagine how humiliating it felt for the Latino students. Oh, the UWS Mama's Facebook group, where Manhattan's elite go to discuss which organic baby food won't stunt their child's acceptance to Harvard and which nanny deserves a Christmas bonus. But here's one mom who actually gets it. Imagine being a Latino student walking into school and seeing your classmates, the ones whose parents are writing $66,000 checks without blinking, turning your family's experience into a comedy routine, and not even a good comedy routine. It's like paying for Hamilton tickets and getting amateur improv night at the local bowling alley. Another mom, alluding to President Trump's border and immigration policies, added to the thread. If that's a prank, it's in serious poor taste at the moment and needs following up. Additional shocking details about the stunt were revealed by Gothamist, which first reported on the boys' antics, and subsequent outrage from school staff and other students about the alleged anti-immigrant motives. If that's a prank, well, if that's where we're setting the bar for humor, I'd hate to see what these kids consider a genuine joke. Look, I'm all for edgy comedy. I practically live on the edge. But there's a difference between pushing boundaries and just being cruel. When your prank is indistinguishable from actual xenophobia, maybe it's time to go back to the classic water bucket over the door. The fact that staff and other students were outraged shows that at least someone at this prestigious institution still has a functioning moral compass. The pranksters set up a cardboard booth May 1st wreathed in caution tape, from which they asked to see students' papers, Gothamist reported. They also had an inflatable eagle riding a motorcycle in the school's lobby and adorned its entrance with American and Texas flags, according to the report. The mariachi band played outside while other students waved American flags. They really committed to the bit, didn't they? Caution tape, cardboard booth, papers, please, an inflatable eagle riding a motorcycle. Because nothing says sophisticated humor quite like novelty lawn ornaments. I'm just picturing these future masters of the universe high-fiving each other while planning this whole spectacle. Bro, and then we'll get a mariachi band. It'll be hilarious. And not one of them stopped to think, hey, maybe turning human suffering into a carnival game isn't the flex we think it is. This is what happens when you combine unlimited resources with limited perspective. It was really bizarre seeing middle-aged Latino men playing music next to white kids draped in the American flag. It looked exploitative, a mom on the Facebook forum wrote. Leadership at collegiate school did not return post requests for comment. Gothamist said the head of the school, 𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗦𝗧𝗔𝗕𝗓, emailed parents and staff that officials regret that this prank took the turn that it did. It looked exploitative. There's the understatement of the century. Hiring Latino musicians to provide the soundtrack to your mock border patrol fantasy? It's not just tone deaf, it's an entire symphony of obliviousness. And the school's response? We regret that this prank took the turn that it did. Translation? We deeply regret that people found out about this and are now asking us uncomfortable questions. Not, we're horrified this happened, or we're taking concrete steps to address the culture that produced this. Just the classic non-apology that would make any corporate PR team proud. I've seen more sincere remorse from airlines after they've stranded you in Cleveland for 3 days. A teacher outside the school Tuesday confirmed that an embarrassing jest went awry, but didn't know specifics. They brought it up in our meeting, but they didn't go into detail, the teacher said. They were just saying how it was unacceptable. Now I'm even more curious as to what actually occurred. Scores of smirking students left class Tuesday and denied knowing what happened to the post. The staff didn't even get the full story? Perfect. Nothing says, we're handling this appropriately, quite like keeping your own faculty in the dark. They were just saying how it was unacceptable. Yeah, but did they say why it was unacceptable? Did anyone connect the dots between mocking border policies and actual human suffering? And look at these smirking students denying knowledge to reporters. That's the walk of kids who know there won't be real consequences. They're learning the most valuable lesson their $66,000 tuition actually buys. When you're rich enough, accountability is just an optional elective. Collegiate school's many illustrious alumni include John F. Kennedy Jr., X-Files actor David Duchovny, and former New York Times publisher Arthur Ochs Sulzberger Jr. Its current board of trustees includes NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch. The centuries-old school last year was embroiled in controversy after its former head, David Laurie, allegedly ripped an anti-Semitism task force as a joke and a power play by Jewish families to have him ousted. Oh, these are the future leaders of America, folks. The alma mater of JFK Jr., Duchovny, and top media executives, a veritable who's who of American power brokers. And the current board includes the NYPD commissioner. I wonder if she appreciates the students' creative interpretation of law enforcement procedures. But wait, there's more. Last year's controversy where the former head dismissed concerns about anti-Semitism as a joke and a power play. I'm sensing a pattern here, and it's not a good one. This isn't just one isolated incident. It's a culture where sensitivity to others' experiences is treated as optional. It's like they're running a finishing school for Tucker Carlson wannabes. Laurie resigned and Brizendine took over. This is privilege on steroids, folks. These prep school princes aren't just disconnected from reality. They're actively mocking it for $66,000 a year. What's more disturbing than the prank itself is the culture that produced it. One where human suffering becomes performance art for the elite. I've seen more accountability at a toddler's tea party than in this school's response. Makes you wonder what these future leaders are really learning behind those ivy-covered walls. Is this really what we're grooming America's next generation of power brokers to become? Let me know in the comments if you think this is just boys being boys or something more troubling. Because if we don't call this out now, trust me, it only gets worse from here.